14.4 mobility prep. So we're going to start with the shoulders, we're going to move on to thoracic spine, touch on the hips, very importantly for this workout, and then a little work on the ankles as well. Now, on top of everything I'm going to show you, make sure you go check Carl Parley's gymnastic word, make sure you check out his tips, check out the videos on movement efficiency for the muscle up toes to bar, how to progress the movements. That's going to be part of your warm-up. Now, let's get started. Shoulder first. We're not going to change the formula, we're just going to keep kind of the same idea as we've had throughout the open. We're going to keep it simple and general. So for the muscle up, the key thing is going to be the transition, being able to keep the elbows in tight and receiving in that low dip position. So we're going to go set up the band, just like we've done, have the band pull the shoulder backwards. Now we're going to make sure we go through all the range of motion of that muscle up, from overhead to that front rack position, all the way to that bottom of the dip, and then we're going to press out. Okay, we're going to go into all the way into extension. So it's going to be from here to here, and just do repetitions. Now we're going to make sure that we also cover that position in here especially well. So same as you've seen in the past, we're going to use the hips, they're going to move together with me. The band pulls the shoulder back, and I go from behind the back up on the side. And then finally, if this is a really tight position for you, you can still add a little more tension and just have the hand go forward and backwards. Really prep that transition position, make the muscle up as easy as possible for yourself. Okay, so that's going to be the shoulder prep number one. Number two, you can go ahead and have, if you have a bar low enough, you can just grab a bar and rotate, so you force that external rotation of the shoulder. Get into position and just oscillate back and forth. You can also wind it up and go a little forward backwards. Start to think about your toes to bar and that shoulder setup. Just generally just play around with that wound up setup, externally rotated shoulder. Okay, let's move on to thoracic spine. Just going to do two simple things. You get to choose which one you want to do, or both. With the peanut, the good old, either side of the spine, you could hug a plate with this as well. And then set it up, and especially the upper back is what I want to work on. So I could hold a plate, hug the plate, move around, or I could lift the hips up in here, move the arms overhead, bring them on the side, go up the other way. And especially if the balls are kind of between the shoulder blades or just above, that's going to be pretty effective. Or you can go for the classic reach overhead as well. Now, with the single balls, you can set them up on either side, on the traps. Push back, so you're kind of around that first rib area. You can lift your hips up, bring the arms on the side, just bring them around. Or you can bring them here and just go side to side. You know if you're in the right spot, you'll feel this. Okay, so again, you choose the movements. You want to make sure that you open up that upper back area. It's going to help you with the toes to bar. It's going to help you on the rowing. It's going to help you on the muscle up. It's just going to be a good thing to do. Now, once you've done that, just a simple hip prep. There's going to be a lot of hip flexion going on in the rowing or the toes to bar. So you want to make sure you get that band in the front of the hip is pulling backwards. And in here, you're just going to mimic the toes to bar. So just touch your toes, try to keep your back as flat as you can, pushing the butt back. And also go down, bend the knees, and then extend. So that's like that kick face. Make sure you have enough tension on the back. Okay, and you might want to open up the front of the hip as well. With the band a little bit before you go, and the band should pull me in a slightly more downwards direction than it's pulling me now, so that would be the right band setup, because you will get cooked on those hip flexors during this workout. Okay, now once you've done that, a simple ankle piece if needed for you. two different 3D modes. So we're going to start with the straight knee, hips forward and backwards, do 4 reps. Hips forward and then side to side for reps, and hips forward and rotate forward for reps. Then same thing, knee bend, forward, side to side, and then with rotation. Okay, just make sure you find where you are tight and work on those corners. Make sure your foot is high enough so you're not just mobilizing your toes, you're actually getting something out of it. So make sure you're ready for that toes to bar, make sure your shoulder is ready for the muscle ups, and good luck guys.